Hello guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to take professional looking product photos with a very low budget in your home or in your office. I'm going to show you how to do it really easily as well, okay? So product photography in general, when you think about it, is them really high-end glossy shots of products from very high-end brands. You know, you open up magazines, you see it all in there, they look fantastic. But let's face it, most people that want to take pictures of products are small businesses that are making things and they need to photograph them and they need to put them on the website. You know, they haven't got the budget to create these high-end glossy magazine pictures. But it doesn't mean that you can't get that look for your own products at a low cost. All you need is a bit of knowledge and a little bit of equipment, not much. I'm going to show you now, and that's it, and that's what we're going to learn. Now, firstly, obviously, you need some products, and I have got some products here from a company called White Cottage Candles, all right? And it's whitecottagecandles.co.uk. They have kindly provided us with some products, and this is a typical scenario. Someone who is making their own stuff and selling it online, okay? So if you're that type of person, or you just want to learn how to do products in an easy way, watch this video. You're going to learn from it. So to do this shoot, this is what we're going to use. We're going to use a second-hand DSLR camera, costs about £100. We're going to use a piece of polystyrene here, which costs, well, nothing if you get it out of a box. And we're going to use a piece of card here. We're also going to need a tripod. So that's what we're going to use to take this shoot. So the first thing that you need to think about is the feeling of the shoot, the feeling of your products. As a matter of fact, if you are a small business, is it light and bright and fresh, or is it dark and moody and quite serious? You know, you've got to think of what feeling that you want to achieve, because that will dictate what background you get, basically. All right, now we are taking pictures. These are candles and scented soaps and things like that, so we need it to be like fairly fresh, really. So we are going for a kind of bright-ish look. Now you can use many different types of backgrounds. You can make them yourself if you want to. What we're going to use is these here. I'm just going to show them to you. These have been kindly sent to us by a company called replicasurfaces.com, and they make these things here, and they are dedicated photography backgrounds and backdrops for this type of photography, product photography, and also flat lay photography as well, all right? So what I have chosen to use for this particular shoot is this one here, which is called weathered wood, and this one here, which is called concrete. And basically, we're going to have the weathered wood as the ground, and we're going to have the concrete one as the background here, like this. So we've got our set. So that's the first thing, all right? Get your set ready. Then you need to light your set. So every photograph needs light. Obviously this is no different. We are using a massive window, and that's all you need, guys. You just need a big massive window, patio doors or whatever, and you put your set as close to that window as possible, and that is going to be your light source. Now let's talk about light. To really break it down for you, you've got hard and soft light. So hard light would be the sun coming directly in through this window and creating all of these hard shadows. Now that sometimes can be a look that you want to go for, but in general, when you're doing this kind of stuff, it's normally soft light. Now we've got a cloudy day today, so that has done us a right favour, because cloudy days give you soft light. If you haven't got a cloudy day, if the sun is beaming through the window and creating these harsh shadows for you. Quite simply, use net curtains up on the window, or chiffon fabric, or something like this, which I bought for £8 from Argos earlier on, even though I don't need it now. But it's like a net curtain thing, and you just basically tape it up against the window like this, and that will turn that harsh light into soft light for you, okay? So chiffon fabric, net curtain, tape it to the window, all of a sudden you've got soft light. It makes like a soft box, if you know what that is. So let's talk about the equipment that we are going to use. Here I have a second-hand DSLR camera. You can pick these up for about 100, 150 pounds. You know, and that is fine. If you're on a low budget, don't worry about getting all this high-end stuff. Just a normal DSLR camera. This is a normal kit lens that will do the job for you, all right? The other things that I'm going to use is a piece of polystyrene here. You can get that from your packaging, from any packaging, or you can get that from a builder's merchant, right? And the other thing I might use is just a little bit of card like this, blue tacked to a bottle of water. Possibly, we'll come to that later on in the shoot. And you're also going to need a tripod, all right? Now, I've got this one here. It is quite expensive, but that's because it's mine. You don't have to have an expensive tripod. You just need a tripod, all right? Now, let's talk about camera settings. So before I tell you all of this, because if you're not used to photography, this might be confusing to you. There's a link in the description of this video. It will take you to a page and it will outline everything that I've told you in this video, so you can go and refer to that. So let's just talk to you about the easiest way to use a DSLR camera to get this shot. You need to put your DSLR camera onto aperture priority mode, and that will be either AV or A on the dial on the top of your camera. Then you set the aperture to its lowest number that you've got available, and that's going to be different on different camera lenses, but just put it on the lowest number. To give you the technical reasons for that is that will give you a wider aperture, a bigger hole, and that will cause what's called a shallower depth of field. So you know when you get the background looking out of focus, that's how you get that look. You then put your ISO onto 100, or the lowest that your camera can go. Most cameras go to 100, some go to 200. So whatever the lowest one that yours is, 100 or 200, that will reduce what's called noise. And noise is not a good thing in your shot, especially product shots. The next thing that you need to do is put your camera onto its 2-second timer. And that is so that you can set the camera off, let go of the camera, and then wait, and then it will take the shot. It avoids what's called camera shake, okay? So you want it on its 2-second timer. And then you need to set the camera's focal length to an as your eye sees focal length. Sounds very complicated that, but let's just sum it up for you. On most cameras, this one here, you're looking at about 30 to 35 mil, all right? If you do want to know more about that, we do have a whole tutorial on focal lengths, and it's to do with the camera sensor size, all right? So if you are interested in that, I'll put a link to it here. You can go and watch that video if you want to. The next setting you need to put it on is the image quality. So make sure that your image quality is on the highest that it can be. So that would be JPEG large on this one here, and on most cameras actually, it's just called a large JPEG. If you do know what you're doing when it comes to post-processing and using Lightroom and Photoshop, etc., make sure you shoot in RAW. So once you've got all of them settings in place, and like I say, click on that link in the description because it'll have it all written there. You set your shot up, all right? So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to basically get myself all set up for this shot. So I'm I'm now all set up for the shot, and before I take the shot, I just want to take this opportunity to tell you about the courses that we run over at theschoolofphotography.com. If you want to learn about photography properly, right, if you want to learn about all of that technical stuff that I have told you, you know, about focal lengths, etc., we teach you it, and we are really good at it, okay? We teach people all over the world via our online courses. Check out our feedback on Facebook, Google, Trustpilot. You can see what other people think of us, and I promise you, we will teach you photography properly. All right? Okay, I am ready to go. If I took a shot just like this, you know, I'm actually using a silver product because it's bloody hard to photograph anything reflective, so I thought let's start with the hard stuff. All right, and if I took a shot here like this now, I would get strong light from the window and it would be dark around this side here, and that might be exactly what you want. All right, but let's just take that shot first of all. And the other thing is, like I said to you with the focal length, keep it as your eye sees focal length, but you can zoom past that as well, and sometimes it's recommended too, and I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to zoom a little bit further than my 35mm. That's it, only a little bit, like that, and that is just to, you know, crop in a little bit, and it will also help throw the background out of focus. And the other thing is, make sure that your product has got some distance from itself to the background. Don't have it too close to the background, because again, it will be harder to throw that background out of focus, which is what we want actually. We want to throw that background out of focus. So here we go, right? Let's take a shot now, and it's just, all this is the window lighting the product from the right hand side, my right, and you just got to make sure that it's all nice and straight as well. And then let's take the shot. 2-second timer, and then it takes the shot, all right? So as you can see from that shot, one side of the bottle there is dark and one side is light. And like I said, that might be okay for you. It might be absolutely fine for you. But if you want to lighten up this side, all you do is add a reflector. In our case, it's a bit of polystyrene. So I'm going to put this polystyrene in now, and we're going to take the shot. So the polystyrene is in. Let's take another shot. Again, 2-second timer. Bang, take the shot. And what you can see from this one is clearly the left-hand side is a lot brighter and it's looking a lot better. All right, so again, that could be something that you want, and that is, you know, that could be fine for you, and that would be great. But there is something else you can do with metallic objects, and I'll show you that right now. So now what I've got is a piece of white card, blue tacked to a bottle, all right? And I'm gonna now bring that one in instead. So the last reflector there was obviously massive, and that helps, that really does help, because if you've got a reflective object, if you put a big white reflector down it, obviously it's not gonna reflect anything off apart from that. But you can also do little bits of white card like this, and I can put that into shot, and it gives me a line, a nice line going down the left hand side. Now the problem with it is that if you're in a room with lots of stuff in and you've got a reflective object, obviously it's going to reflect things, but you've got to put it into context here. We are just doing photographs that are to look good on a website of a small business. You know, this is not L'Oreal. You know, we're not doing a L'Oreal shoot where they would have all of that sorted out. This is for you guys to take quick and easy product photography of your own stuff to put on your website, and believe me, it's good enough. So let's now take this shot here that's got a line down it. 2-second timer. So as you can see from this shot, there is a line down the left hand side, my left as I'm looking at it, all right? And yes, you can see some reflections on it, all right, which are not ideal. That could be good enough, but I'll give you another tip. If you want to reduce any reflections going around the room, obviously, like I said, you can use the big white one, but I can also put a black one down the side. I'm just going to get it. So, white reflector here, which you know about, is the polystyrene. I basically painted the other side black. There it is, all right? So if I now put that black behind this white piece of card on a bottle, so I'm going to do that now. Okay, just like that, and then I'm going to take the shot again. And there you go, that has now reduced that reflection, and now what I've got is a black line, a white line, the middle section, and obviously this window here. So that is how you can easily do some product photography, all right? I've got a £100 second-hand camera here. I've got some decent backgrounds. I've got a big window and some polystyrene and card, and I'm taking pictures of reflective objects. And now all I need to do is plonk in some more products and take more shots. So I've got it set up now. I can plonk in different products and take different shots. Yes, it is going to be different. You know, the different reflectiveness is going to be different, and I just adjust to suit, okay? It could be quite simply that you leave the white reflector bouncing in, and you just put products in, take them out, put products in and take them out. It could be as simple as that. It depends on what you are photographing. So let's now take some different products. So there you go, right? We have just done a typical product shoot that someone who owns their own business might well do. You know, like I've said to you before, this ain't one of these L'Oreal makeup things that you see in a magazine, big glossy things like that. But for a cheap second-hand camera and a piece of polystyrene and some background, this is gonna do the job for people who are on a low budget. The last thing that I would do to these shots is a little bit of post-processing, and that could just be as simple as cropping it to suit. You know, you can do that on PC, on free apps on the PC or on a Mac, or you can do it a bit more professionally in Lightroom using one of my free presets, you know. So I've got free presets that you can add to your product photography in Lightroom, and it will just make them go like that in an instant. Link in the description of the video, go and get them for free. All of what I've said in this video is that there's a link in the description of this video. Click on it and it will list out what I've said so that you can, well, you know, you can read through it and do it yourself in your own home or office or whatever. Okay, if this has helped you, you need to help us, please. You need to engage with this video, like it, subscribe to our channel, give us a comment. If you do all of them things, it really helps us out and it enables us to bring you more videos. So please help us out by liking and subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to check our online courses out over at theschoolofphotography.com. I hope to see you in the next video, and remember, learn more at the School of Photography.